This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. Go to bigheadsmedia.com for more great podcasts.
Hello, and welcome back to Cooking with Grief, the podcast where two glorious morons blow your mind with weird and wonderful facts. I'm Chris, and as always, I'm joined by the Cleopatra to my Mark Antony, the Mark Antony to my Caesar, and the Caesar to my salad. I have no idea what any of that means either. Anyway, it's Chris!
Hello, I think that means we shag.
Spoilers. The Caesar to my salad. It also sounds quite...
Yeah, it sounds like I'm...
Sounds a bit saucy. Although you're also the Mark Antony to my Caesar, which means you're going to give a glowing eulogy at my funeral.
It's just weird that the salad bit came after the funeral. Sounds like I'm up to something much more nefarious. Anyway.
How are you?
I'm broadly fine, how are you?
Yeah. Same. Anyway, shall we talk about the podcast?
No, let's have some more classic banter like that.
As usual, we've each brought two topics that the other hasn't heard before. But this week, we have a theme. You see, it's episode 30, and given our penchant for Roman numerals and classic banter, that makes this episode XXX. So buckle up, because we're all about the eye-watering material this week, and without any further fluffing, take us away, Chris.
When you sent me the email saying, let's do an XXX themed, I looked up on my facts about the 2002 film, XXX, starring Vin Diesel. Would you like a Kurt Russell fact about that film?
He's not in it.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do some smart. So for my first topic, as it is our adult theme special, I'm going to ask you the following question.
Oh.
Chris, what would it take for you to stand alongside lots of other men and masturbate into a river?
Probably a gun to my head.
What if it ensured the prosperity of your country?
No.
What if everyone else is doing it around you?
Well, then peer pressure, I'm a sucker for it, so probably.
Interesting choice of words, but... Well, that is exactly what pharaohs did in ancient Egypt. According to Egyptian legends, the god Atum created the universe from ejaculation.
I've actually seen a painting of that in a tomb in Egypt.
Ah.
Yeah, he's got a massive wang.
You'd hope so, as a god. I mean, if you can be a god and you've not got...
No, but I mean, like, it's about as long as he is, like, horizontally sticking out.
Yeah, but he spaffed and created the universe. You'd expect... You've got to travel at some distance.
Yeah. But it actually has, like, in the painting, it's, like, literally, like, little men and stuff coming out of it, and, like, trees and stuff, like...
So he's got quite a big urethra, then.
Oh, well, it's all proportion.
That's true. The god Atum created the universe from his splooging, and the River Nile was said to be a reflection of the god's potency, shall we say. And as such, pharaohs were required to wank, ceremoniously, mind you, into the Nile. It was a ritual done once a year during the festival of Nim as a recreation and homage of Atum's gift. And a successful wank in denial. We've all had wanks in denial. Supposedly ensured Atum's continued blessing and a plentiful harvest.
Can I just ask, was this entire topic chosen as a setup for the denial joke?
No, it was a happy accident, so to speak. I tried, you said let's do an XXX themed episode, and that's fine. This at least has got some history in it.
That's true.
It's got some of the things we pretend this podcast is about.
That is true. I appreciate this, because my topics will let you down.
It wasn't just the pharaoh, though. Ordinary men did the same to boost the blessing, and sort of all stood along the riverbanks, ensuring a rich, silty riverbed.
Oh.
It was all leading up to that. There are some things in life. I don't know, is it weirder for one person to be doing that, or all people in a group?
Sounds like a public school one question.
That's what I thought, right? One person wanking on a biscuit. Weird, but less weird than the game of Soggy Biscuit.
No. Wait. Less weird than Soggy Biscuit.
Yes.
Yes.
Still weird.
Still weird.
Just less weird than
a group of them.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I don't know that much about ancient Egypt, but like the pharaohs were basically gods, so if he says, this is what we gotta do, you just kind of have to go along with it. You can't say no.
He's just wanking that river.
Yeah, you go for it. The Nile's full of crocodiles, though, so this is quite a high-risk strategy.
Only for the crocodiles. They might get one in the eye. Although they can blink sideways.
Small comfort.
I think all men at some stage
suffer... You say had a wank in the river.
No. Suffer stage fright. Perhaps.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
That's a high-pressure manoeuvre.
That is.
Everyone watching you
Especially if you think like the harvest is going to like depend on it, that's like even more pressure.
You got to think of that sexy grain.
Yeah. I wonder what you thought about some papyrus scroll, like sexy, where everyone's standing sideways.
Sort of nude hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Boob, boob, the horse's eye. Because normally, as a pharaoh, you'd probably have someone to do that for you.
What, somebody to wank for you?
No, wank you off.
Oh.
Like a concubine type. Or,
Oh, yeah.
Not like, bring in the dancers, my royal wanker. But it did say he had to do it himself. I mean, it's a small price for like a life in which otherwise you would consider a living god.
Yeah.
But it's still quite a high tariff manoeuvre.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just thinking about the crocodiles. Like, I wonder if you do it from like an elevated platform, or do you have to wade in up to your ankles and do it?
I imagine you'd be on the banks. They're not going to risk.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he's shooting. I don't know.
Yeah, just imagine being a fisherman downstream of all this. Ew.
It's all in the net.
Okay, well, thank you for that history smut, highbrow smut. Allow me to take the tone somewhat lower. I'm sure you're aware with the website known as Pornhub.
I've heard of it.
Yes, I'm sure you have. Well, they release every year their year in review, where they go through all their stats, and I just wanted to share some mind-blowing stats for, well, basically how everybody in the world's mind is in the gutter, including ours.
Oh, yeah.
So these are the stats for 2018. So first one, if you were to guess, ballpark figure, how many visits are there per year? Or how many were there in 2018?
Worldwide.
Worldwide, how many? Bear in mind there's 7 billion people on the planet, give or take.
Okay, so I'll say 800 million.
Wrong direction entirely. 33.5 billion visits. So
that's five
per
clicks.
per person on this
Man,
planet.
woman and child.
962 searches every second. In 2018 alone, there was 115 years worth of video uploaded, which means that there is more than 13 million gigabytes of data going passing through Pornhub every day, which is more than the entire internet in 2002.
That is a lot of videos.
Yeah, lots of eye-watering material. Do you know what the most watched video of all time is?
Is it just like nice, like hardcore hold handing?
Hold handing.
Is it hardcore hand holding?
No, she's now gets to talk to Donald Trump about prison reform. It's Kim Kardashian's video.
Oh, right.
195 million views.
What, the video of her talking to Trump about prison reform?
The video of her and Ray J, what she did to get famous. What a weird world we live in.
There are steps between spokesperson at the White House.
Yes, but it still makes no sense.
Yeah, it's still a hell of a CV.
Yeah.
Do you put a porn... It's still weird that we call it, like, sex tape in this day and age.
Yeah, sex...
Video?
Yeah.
Do you put that on your... If it becomes culturally relevant, do you think you put it on a CV?
I don't think she has a CV.
Oh.
If I had one, a sex tape, not a CV, I'd put it on my CV. Actually, no. Wait, if everyone's seen it already.
And it depends what job you're
I
applying
find
for.
it really weird. If somebody's sex tape came out at work or something, it would be like a scandal, wouldn't it? Like, if your boss's sex tape, man or woman, whatever, even if it was normal, it'd be a scandal. Yeah, I think there's a 99.9% chance that everybody in any given office has had sex. And yet finding out that they've had sex, like officially, scandal.
Well, I suppose it's the conversational difference between we're trying for a baby and I'm repeatedly jizzing in your daughter.
Yes. That is true. But still, it just seems a bit weird. Like,
I think it's the exposure of something so private.
yeah,
to
no,
the
I get
public.
like why the person involved would probably not want it to be shared. But what I mean is like, your boss would probably have a word with you or something if one came out. Be like, oh, and you'd be like,
Especially if it was like hacked or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be like, what did everyone expect everyone was doing? Like, oh no, everyone here is
Wings.
yeah, everyone here is a nun, even the men.
Especially the men.
Exactly. Sticking on the Donald Trump theme, can you guess the most searched porn star?
Well, I'm guessing if it's Donald Trump related, it'd be Stormy Daniels.
Correct. Yeah, for obvious reasons, given the whole
Hoo-ha.
hoo-ha. Interestingly, there were 302,177 searches for Donald Trump, which, if you get off on Donald Trump, congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever wanted to congratulate someone less on something.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they What is that search turning up? Why do I
I don't
care?
want to know what that's ending up. Interestingly, second place in the most searched porn stars is Mia Khalifa. And the reason I bring that up is because I've spoken before about West Ham Football Club, inexplicable celebrity fan base. And for some reason, she is one of them. She's an American porn star, inexplicably supports a not very good team from East London. I mean, I only support them because of my dad, and I kind of wish he'd supported a better team.
You might have had a more interesting childhood.
Yeah. And yet, I never quite understood that. More facts. Do you know which the busiest day of the week is for having a wank? Besides the annual harvest.
Just with Nim. Well, my own personal Nim day. I don't know.
Busiest day of the week, not any particular
I don't know
day.
why. I'm going to go Tuesday.
Nah, Sunday.
Oh.
The Lord's Day.
I'm not religious, man. That still upsets me somehow. I don't know why. Just go to the B&Q. Stop wanking. Not full wanking.
I was going to say, what?
You should be...
People in B&Q now, like, why are you doing this?
No, like, use your weekends, more... Better.
And the most popular time is just after midnight.
That's a depressing insight.
The royal wedding caused a 10% decrease worldwide in Pornhub's traffic.
Just 10. People clicking away.
People are like, I would normally be having a wank this time every week. But, and during the World Cup final, 2018 final, between France and Croatia, there was a 55% drop in France and a 66% drop in Croatia.
Suggesting that a larger percentage of French people managed to watch the two.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you know which nationality lasts longest on Pornhub? As in, like, who's, like, the longest visits on average?
Australians.
No, Philippines. They go 13 minutes and 50 seconds on average.
I only picked Australians because they've got quite slow internet nationally, so I wonder if it counted
That's
longer.
Maybe. Though actually, no, because the shortest one is Russia. 7 minutes 48, so don't know. You could probably guess which country has the most visitors.
I'm guessing the US.
Yeah. Weirdly, we're number 2. The UK, not the UK specifically. More than India. So that means we're really punching above our weight. More than India, they're more than Japan, more than Germany. We're really punching above our weight
on that site specifically. They might have
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
the sites that cater to...
Mm-hmm. What's weird as well is it shows like the top search terms for each country.
Oh, right. Is it bleak?
It's mostly quite patriotic.
Oh, right. Okay.
Weirdly, the UK is like 8th biggest search term with British chav. Just weird.
You know, if you buy local,
But like Indians, all their top searches were all like, looking for Indians. Same with the Japanese and the French. Austria's top search, though, was for a German neighbour. Which is oddly specific.
I mean, because people are either attracted to what they know or something exotic. But, like, the exoticism to an Austrian of a nearby German.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this spark between us.
Yeah, it's a really weird one. Can you guess who the most popular fictional character is? Most searched for.
I don't want to be right with any of these. I'm worried that my answer will say some Minnie Mouse.
Why?
You said fictional character,
Yeah,
right?
but why? Why
did
did it
you know?
be 2018?
Look,
Like, when was the last big Minnie Mouse film?
you don't want to see it. Absolute filth.
No, it's Harley Quinn and
Oh, right, okay, that makes...
Batman.
That is at least relevant to the 21st century.
Exactly.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Do you know what percentage of visitors are women?
20%.
Higher.
Oh.
29%. So almost a third of viewers are women now. Also, they're twice as likely to watch gangbangs. Also twice as likely to watch romance.
You can't just... That's a hell of a gear change between sentences, going from statistics to the word gangbang.
It's what they said. This is science.
Yes, okay, it's science, sure.
Also, for the record, I usually do... for
How
our
much
listeners'
research did you
sake-
do into this?
Well, as I say, there's I usually just go off my phone, but for this one I made notes because I didn't want to be reading through all the stats that they've published, and I am going to burn this particular page in my notebook immediately after this episode. Weirdest stat, and I don't have no idea why, but there were 3 times more outdoors videos published last year than the year before. So that's nice, I guess. Good that everyone's getting some air, some sunshine, get that vitamin D, so to speak.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. Is it...
Global warming. Everyone's making use of it.
Yes, the last bit of outside we'll get. How reflective of general sort of social changes do you think is reflected in porn?
I have no idea. I hope not a lot. Desperately hope not a lot. There's a weird thing though with there's a big load of incesty type videos, usually like step siblings or stepmom or whatever, and I blame Game of Thrones wholeheartedly for that.
All right,
they made incest sexy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, no, I'm not agreeing that it is sexy. I'm agreeing that
Game of Thrones has made it weirdly it's a weird thing. Not calling George R.R. Martin out here, but it comes eunuchs and incest comes up on Game of Thrones far more often than polite society would suggest.
But it's not a polite society. It's medieval based.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still a bit weird.
Oh yeah, it's definitely weird.
So you think
it's normalised incest to a certain degree?
I guess so. I hope not. Weirdly, spoilers, when John finds out who he's banging, he takes that in his stride surprisingly well. Gets a little bit weird about it, but it could also be the whole massacre thing.
Just before we go any further, I stopped watching where the books ended.
Okay, no more spoilers. I thought you watched...
No,
I was going to wait for a long time then.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't spoil it.
No, that's true.
I see how I was very careful then not to say, John's a character.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a spoiler. You said who he's banging. It's Ned.
Oh dear.
I can write a twist ending too.
So for my second topic, moving on from that gigabyte of...
smut.
Yeah, I was trying to think of one that began with G, and then I could only think of gangbang. I don't want to bring that up again. So good job I didn't. Chris, do you like karaoke?
No, but I understand it as a concept. The idea of, as you know, I'm not the best with people and social situations, and the idea of getting up and then making a fool of myself is basically all of my nightmares coming true.
Would it be better or worse with the inclusion of an onstage handjob?
I kind of want to say better.
With an audience?
Am I by a river?
I don't have that in my notes. Let's go with no. You're in a Japanese basement.
Who's administering it? Is it me, myself? Or is it...
I don't think that's a handjob then. That's just a...
It's a wank.
Yeah. I suppose it is technically a handjob, but it's...
Alright. No.
Correct answer. Well, that is, in fact, the premise of a Japanese game show called Sing What Happened, which, frankly, is a missed opportunity to not call it Climax Note, or Digital Upload, or Streaming Service, or Covered, that's the best one, and I should stop there, or Bukarioke, that's the worst one, I should have cut that out, or Loads of Songs, or Seminal Album, or Five Finger Death Punch, or CD, or It's Raining Little Men, or Sing Like No One's Watching, open brackets, you get wanked off on national television, close brackets. Anyway, the point is, there's a game show where contestants have to sing a standard karaoke classic, like Not So Fast by Melissa Bardura, or Don't Neglect the Balls by Johnson Hot Rod and the Crankshafts.
That's not a real song.
That's true. Or even All I'm Praying For, open brackets, is a little bit of lube, close brackets.
Also not a real song.
By Princess of Torture. Not a real band. While getting a handjob.
You could have said Like a Virgin by Madonna.
Are you saying that's more famous than Johnson Hot Rod and the Crankshafts? Their first EP was
12-inch.
Weird. And if the contestant finishes, by which I mean spunks, before the song finishes, by which I mean ends, then they lose and are eliminated from the game show.
Oh.
If they do finish, by which I mean complete the song, without finishing, by which I mean spunking, then it goes to a panel of judges who deduct marks if your voice quivers or if you blurt out an inadvertent "there she blows" during the bridge. So it's first a test of endurance, and then you have to be a genuinely good singer to make it through.
It's probably... Because as we were talking about before with the stage fright and whatnot, if anything, this must be quite... I mean, unless the person administering it's really very good. I mean, like I say, I've already said that karaoke sounds like my nightmare already.
This does seem to be winning you round. You seem more keen on this than
I'm just saying,
regular karaoke.
I'm just saying, in terms of like, I reckon 4 minutes. Well, what's an average karaoke song? Probably not even 4 minutes, probably like 3 minits. Let's say it's Eurovision. Songs have to be 3 minutes long, right?
Yes.
As if Eurovision needed to get any weirder.
Graham Norton commentating. Shut up, Graham!
Alright, 3 minutes. That's quite fast anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
And he's got no, like, presumably you're not getting any, like, visual stimulation going on here.
Depends how hot the judges are.
True.
But there'll probably be stage lights.
Yeah,
so you probably won't see anything.
Exactly. And then, let's say, just the sheer weirdness of it all, whilst trying to sing. Just saying, I reckon I got good odds on that. The singing bit, I'd be terrible at. I'd lose all the marks, but...
You get through the first round, but then you clearly can't sing, we'll wank you off at absolutely nothing.
It's just a really easy way to get a hand job.
But would you...
Actually, no, it's not. It's such a convoluted way.
What? Move to Japan?
Move to Japan, join a game show, get through the auditions, overcome all my fears of singing on stage to strangers.
And the whole point is you won't come. You get half a hand job.
Worth it.
You basically pay, after all of that year-long process, you get hard for 3 minutes. Worth it.
Worth it.
Yeah, it's an odd...
What's the prize? Just weighing this up.
Yeah, that's what cash, I think.
The Great Reset strikes again. I don't know, something. The rest of a hand job.
Yeah. They turn the camera off and she finishes you off.
You never said it was a she.
In all the pixelated clips I saw as part of research, it was always a woman doing it who looked completely bored. Understandably.
You've done one, you've done 1,000.
She was in like a sort of faux nurse's costume. In the way that like sexy nurse's costume.
I guess she wasn't actually in scrubs. Oh, that's sexy.
She wasn't wearing like, comfortable, supportive shoes.
Yeah, like Crocs.
And been working a 30-hour shift beforehand. Possibly covered in blood.
Yeah.
Although. So it's... I feel like it's easy to... Or it was certainly a time when we sort of looked at Japanese game shows like this and thought, that's mad, it'd never happen here. And although, okay, that specifically hasn't happened
I was going to say.
here. We're not far off, are we? Like...
I want to say yes.
But, I don't know, like, mainstream entertainment is celebrities eating insects. Or...
Not what's getting wanked off, though.
We don't know that.
Touche.
We put pan down.
Yeah. And that is true. Newsreaders always do the news. They always have a table in front of them and you only ever see them from the waist up. We have no idea what's going on.
Apart from a trustworthy Channel 4 where they make them stand on from the tables.
You say trustworthy. I think Jon Snow was involved. Different Jon Snow was involved in a particular incident and they forced him to stand up.
So that's the end of my second topic. Chris, why don't you close us out?
Finish us off.
Big finish. Reach our...
Climax. Hand jobs.
Oh, this is an actual personal nightmare.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Okay. What's your second topic, Chris?
Right, well, we've been friends for a long time. Just for any listeners.
Light some fucking candles first.
I was going to say, for any listeners, Chris just put his head in his hands at that moment.
My head, my hands. We're both called Chris, it can be confusing. I'm not casually... Sorry, that was necessary clarification.
Anyway, are you satisfied with your genitalia?
Tried so hard to find a euphemism for genitalia, like your gentlemanly
West.
Your array of penis. Array of penis. The worst D&D move ever. How the fuck am I going to answer that other than...
Just say yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Alright, great. Then you are not, statistically not likely to be from Papua New Guinea.
There were other questions you could have asked before you ascertained that. Like, Chris, are you, or have you ever been from New Guinea?
Have you?
Well, I don't know now, but now I'm worried about the size of my penis.
Well, you see, there's a nationwide problem in Papua New Guinea where men are very dissatisfied by their penis length. Again, I tried to think of a euphemism.
Yeah, for the listener at home, Chris is doing sort of elaborate hand gestures.
So to speak.
Okay, right. Conversational hand gestures to imply, like, a milady, or like, milord, I am speaking fancy with the penis size.
Yes, and so, apparently, lots of men over there, very unhappy. But, unfortunately, there's been a spate of people just injecting random shit into their members to try and make them grow. And these things include coconut oil, silicone, and obviously, you don't have to be a doctor to realise that sticking coconut oil in your junk, probably not the best move. There's 5 new cases every week in some hospitals. One clinic had 500 cases in 2 years.
Jesus Christ.
It does not record whether or not he was satisfied with his.
Oh, he had to be. It's the size of a temple, you know.
Yeah, cooking oil as well. Yeah.
Pre or post?
Doesn't say, but
cook.
Hopefully pre, although that's not exactly great. Yeah, it's just causing lots of issues. But the weird thing is, it's well, not weird, but it's like, it's an entire societal thing. Like, there's this one particular doctor's youngest patient was 16 and the oldest was over 55. All over the country as well, not just like the big cities. It's really weird, like, for like one nation to just take this and run with it.
And also, if it's a nationwide thing, surely if everyone's equally dissatisfied, then they're probably average.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like if everybody's... Yeah, like literally how average what? Like,
yeah. Like,
it's like, if we're all unhappy, then
they're probably fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it says the main reason they want to increase their length and girth to enhance the sexual experience of their partner, which very noble of them, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing it for purely altruistic. Like, I personally am absolutely fine with it, but it's my good lady wife who would prefer that I inject all this shit into my knob.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, if everybody's like that, it's not like, oh, my girlfriend, her ex-boyfriend was like Hungy McHungerson, because he was probably also dissatisfied.
Scottish.
Yeah. Circling back to those 33 billion worldwide visits, though, it does say that, well, actually, no, they're trying to work out, they're trying to collect data to see maybe porn's skewing viewpoints on it. Because male porn stars are hung like Hercules, and it's really weird. Or maybe I am dissatisfied and need to inject silicone.
From Papua New Guinea?
It's like, it just reminds me of a story you told me once.
Where's this going?
No, this one's not going too bad. You were, I think this was our first year of uni, and you said you were behind somebody on, like, some girls on the bus. They were talking about, like, a one-night stand she'd had the night before, and she said he was so big it was like giving birth backwards.
Yeah.
You were so shocked you felt the need to, like, text
I'll tell you immediately, yeah. Well, it was just to announce it on a bus, like, loudly enough for someone sat behind them to hear, but also, like, you know, for all, like, the male fantasy of, like, the biggest package, that doesn't sound like a pleasurable experience.
No. Listeners, if you want to... No, please don't.
What?
Because they share your experiences.
Oh, no, definitely don't do that.
Don't. Are you from Papua New Guinea?
What's the weirdest thing you've ever injected in you?
Horses. Necessary length or just showing off?
Or both?
You've ever worked on a Japanese game show? Would you say that it makes your job easier or harder?
Have you ever taken a cruise of the River Nile? How happy were the fishermen downstream?
Yeah. Did the pharaoh ever look around whilst everyone else was doing this and, like, wonder if his royal appendage was large enough?
I mean, at that point, you can just compete. Oh no, this is like the god length.
Yeah.
So,
But what if, like,
no bigger, no smaller.
this is the correct length. And so, with that, thank you for staying with us all the way through to the climax of the episode. Consider this outro the post-coital cuddling. If you enjoyed it, you don't want this part to end. If you do, you're just hoping we'll call a cab and leave as soon as possible. As always, I've been Chris.
I've been ashamed of myself.
For the record, our trousers have been on the entire time.
And again, no one was wondering that, going, listen to all that. I wonder if at some point either of them remove their trousers. I certainly hope so. I wonder if they'll mention it later in the outro.
Well, we did, and
you were wrong.
Yeah, so now I'm going to tootle off to the bathroom, grab some tissues, and clean up. So, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye to our friendship as well. Don't do that in my house. Get out! No! Out! Pull them back on and get out! You can stay though. Thank you for listening to this episode of Cooking with Grief. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to recommend it to a friend. If you'd like to get in touch with us, you can email cookingwithgrief@gmail.com or follow us on Twitter. That's @cookingwithgrief. If you'd like to hear more episodes, then please subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you've got the time, then it'd be great if you could leave us a review on iTunes. Thank you.
My name is Dave Knittel.
I'm Christian Knittel.
And my name is Matthew Knittel.
We are the three hosts of the Bros Talking Soccer podcast. You may have noticed that we all have the same last name. Well, that's because we are brothers bros talking soccer. Get it?
On Bros Talking Soccer, we talked about what's happening in American and European soccer.
We also have interview episodes where we talk with guests working on grassroots projects in American or European soccer.
Follow us on Twitter @BTSoccerPod or visit our website brostalkingsoccer.com for more info.
All of our shows are recorded on YouTube, where you can come interact with us as we record.
Bros Talking Soccer is available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Just search Bros Talking Soccer. Hope to talk to you again soon.